All right, Jesse Sinclair here. I'm leaving the gym, about to get into another day of real estate sales here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And I figured I would make a quick video to discuss the present market conditions and how you can stack the odds in your favor as a buyer in the present marketplace. So in Calgary, we are seeing and experiencing an extreme seller's market, which means that the months of supply is, and in this instance, for most market classes, detached, single family, semi-detached, row housing, apartment condominiums, we're sitting just over 1 month of inventory. And so demand from buyers is very high, and there just isn't a lot of inventory on the market. And so we are, in many cases, seeing multiple offers on properties. Prices are up year over year, and there are a few things you can do as a buyer to give yourself a bit of an edge, or at least to stack the odds in your favor. And I'm not going to cover everything in this video, but it will give you a little bit of a snapshot anyways of some things to keep in mind, and some strategies to employ to get yourself into that home that you love. Number one, and I know everybody says this, they say it for good reason: get a mortgage pre-approval. And I don't mean just at the wicket at the bank, run some numbers by the teller and get kind of a soft approval or pre-approval. I mean, get all of your documents into the lender, let them do all of the research they need to, and get you that formal pre-approval. And there are a few benefits for that. Number one is you don't have to chase all those documents when you have actually found a home that you love, and you don't want to risk losing it because you're waiting on some piece of paperwork, some document that you could have gotten ahead of time. You don't want to risk losing that home by delaying deadlines or not being able to meet those deadlines. You don't want to be in that position. So get all your documents in. There is a lot more paperwork than there used to be a number of years ago in terms of a mortgage pre-approval. Just get it out of the way. Do your homework ahead of time. It will make the process much more enjoyable. And yeah, why add that extra stress if you don't have to? You're gonna need to complete those documents eventually anyways. Get them completed ahead of time. And the other benefit to getting the documents in and getting your formal pre-approval is you get a rate hold. What does that mean? Well, if interest rates do go up, you have secured your lower rate for a specified period of time, depending on your lender, broker, banker. It may be 90 days, it may be 120 days. So yeah, you're eliminating the risk of rate increases for that period of time. And if rates do come down, you can capture the lower rate. So there's really a no-lose situation there. Why not? Right? Get your homework done ahead of time, hold your rate. The other thing is, I mean, when we switch roles as a seller's agent, when I'm representing a seller and an offer comes in, one of my first questions is your client pre-approved? And that's a very good way to gauge how serious a buyer is. If they haven't even bothered to go speak to a lender and get that formal pre-approval process rolling, how serious are they going to be? And why would my clients want to take their house off of the market for 5 to 10 days and miss out on that marketing opportunity for somebody who isn't even serious? And my sellers ask all the time as well, right? How are these buyers pre-approved? So it will give you, you'll be in a better position than if you're coming in without a pre-approval, and potentially sellers may be more agreeable or more accommodating of your offer if they do know that you're pre-approved, or if your offer comes with a pre-approval letter attached, or you know what I mean, you're sending a pre-approval letter as well with your offer. Well, it shows you're serious, so maybe they would be a little bit more accommodating. So yeah, getting pre-approved ahead of time, yes, absolutely, that's what you want to do. And then the other point I wanted to make is perhaps somewhat self-serving, but I do believe there's an advantage to it. I mean, I work in the market every day, and I believe in my job. I believe in the quality of value that I bring to my clients. My recommendation is hire a realtor. Hire somebody that you trust. Hire somebody that you know you can work well with together. And in Alberta, it is called an exclusive buyer representation agreement. I would say sign up with that agent. Sign up with someone. Once you've made that decision, sign up with them. And what that means is you will work exclusively with them. They are your agent. They can work for you. They can preview properties for you while you're at work. They're putting in work. And the way realtors are paid, I assume everybody knows, but really not everybody does seem to know when I do speak with them, is we are paid based on results. So finding, securing, and navigating you through that home buying process and taking it over the finish line to you owning a home that you love, that is the only way that we realtors are paid. And other than that, I mean, I'm sure there are other ways of remuneration, I guess, out there in the marketplace. Everything's negotiable, right? But for the most part, that is how realtors are paid. That's how we earn a living. So if somebody is committed to you, you know eventually you will get compensated for your time, whether it's you need to look at 20 houses, 40, 100 houses. They know at the end of the day they will be getting paid for their time, so they will be putting in work for you. And I have seen other people alternatively that believe there's some advantage to playing the field, looking at a house with this person, a house with that person, calling up listing agents. And I mean, it's a free marketplace. You can do what you want. I almost think that incentivizes the agent that you're just inquiring about one property with. It almost incentivizes them to want to sell you that specific property, because they know if they don't, they've missed their opportunity to work with you. And I mean, if you have somebody that you know, they know, they get to see that evolution of your buying process, because when you think you know you want something, I've done it myself when I'm buying a vehicle, when I'm buying a property, right? Is, oh, I want this, I want that. And as you go, you experience things, you try things out, you look at stuff, and you realize, actually, I do not want that. So having somebody to guide you through that process of learning what you want and helping you through it, and being able to guide you through and navigate around some potential pitfalls based on their experience, that is a very good value that is being brought to the situation. And especially in this market, when you've got some properties where you've got, okay, we've got 12 offers, how are you going to go in and try to navigate that situation without an agent? I mean, generally speaking, it's a good idea to have a realtor, my personal opinion. Especially in this market, an extreme seller's market, you're going to want to have an agent working for you on your behalf under your legal direction. And the third point I wanted to make was give yourself as many options as you possibly can. What that means is, if you are locked into a specific geographic area, if you are locked into a specific building, if we're talking in terms of condominium, or specific dates, you have to be in by June 15th, whatever that may be, that puts a certain pressure on the situation, and it limits your options to whatever fits that general criteria. And if for whatever reason there is a lack of supply in that general area, you're basically stuck with what you're dealing with, right? And what I like to tell my clients is, we have our plan A. Most of the time plan A does happen, but having a plan B, having a plan C available really takes that pressure off, because you have that safety net. You know you have a backup plan and a backup plan. And a lot of times that's all it takes to really take the pressure off, make the process as enjoyable as possible, and whatever that means, right? If that means that you are exploring what it would take to put your property into storage, getting a place where you can stay for a certain period of time, right? I know some people move in with family, or they look at a short-term rental as a backup plan, right? And once you have your backup plans in place, it really does take the pressure off. And it's funny how many times I've seen this happen, where people are concerned, they're in it, they're emotional. Me, I'm on the sidelines, I'm coaching, I'm objective, and I can look at the situation based on the facts and keep my emotions out of it for my clients to help them. And a lot of times there's concern, and it's funny how many times you just see that it just works out. They find the perfect house. If they've missed out on one, they might be upset about that, but ultimately we end up finding them something better that they're happier with, for whatever reason that is, or the timing works out. And so it really is, it's amazing to see, it's amazing to experience, it's amazing to help people and guide people through that situation, and watch the whole process from start to finish. So that's what I recommend. Those are a few tips to stack the deck in your favor as a buyer. Get your financing in place ahead of time, as much as you can possibly do. Hire an agent, work on your backup plans. So if you learned anything or you got any value from this, hit me with that thumbs up, you know what I'm saying. And if you have any ideas for future videos, or you have any comments, or you have any questions, just pop those into the comments section below. Happy to read through those, and respond, and maybe get an idea for another video. Have a great day. Spring is in the air. It's a beautiful morning. Let's go find a house.